Hi there. In today quick bits, we are going to discuss about variable and how to create a variable in Python and how to access those variable in Python. Also, what actually happening when you create a variable in Python. In any programming language, if you want to create a variable, there is a purpose, right? Why we are creating a variable? We want to store the data into the variable later point in time inside the program. We might be using those variable to access those data. That is the main reason we are used to create a variable in Python. But in other programming language, if at all you want to create a one variable to store the data, or you can call it as a container, you need to know what are the different data types are available in that particular programming language, and each and every data type associated with the different keywords. If you are not knowing the keywords for specific data type, you can't create a variable. So that is the reason in other programming language and all they will be explaining keywords and data types before getting into this kind of programming language but programming. But in Python, see, as a programmer you have a data, different kind of data. You might have a string data, or you might have a number data, or you might have a logical data. So as long as you have a data, you can actually create a variable something like this. So variable name, appropriate name, equal to data. But there is a thumb rules. All the variables supposed to start with alphabetic numbers, and you can use underscore, something like that. So that is anyhow you need to follow, but you no need to worry about what type of data type I need to map into the variable and all. So compiler automatically take care of understanding the data type. So that is one of the very easiest thing in Python. And accessing a variable, something like other programming language, you can simply use the name for accessing that variable. And as I mentioned that Python supporting dynamic data type. What I mean dynamic data type, you no need to worry about the specific keyword of the data type. So when you are creating a variable, there is a two-step process happening. One is allocating the memory for the particular variable using the particular data type, and mapping the data type into that particular variable. So these two processes happening, that is called declaration and definition. But in Python, as a developer, you don't need to worry, but the compiler will take care. I will real quick explain now how it's happening in Python. Okay, so already I have created a program. So see here, I want to store name. So I'm just giving Ravi. So here the text variable is created. Suppose I want to store some number. Suppose I want to store one more mark, and suppose I want to have average. Divided by 2. So I'm printing those datas. Okay, I execute this program. See, Ravi, and 80 and 90 and 80.0, the float variable is created. Suppose you want to understand what is the data type associated with those variables internally, the compiler will take care of, you know, creating, assigning memory for that. Type is one of the Python function which is there as a part of the compiler, so you can use to check the data type of the variable. So I'm using to check. Now if I execute the program, you can understand each and every variable associated into which data type. Say for example, the name is mapped into string variable, 80 mapped into integer variable, 90 also mapped into integer, and the new variable average, which I'm doing some calculations, which is mapped into float. This is the reason it is called as a dynamic data type supporting language. We can discuss more on what are the data types and list of data types which is supported by Python. We'll see in next session. Thanks for your time.